So here we are set up to undertake mythology. And the problem is not just what I was ranting about, the, oh wow, you know, I hate doing the rules, and I kind of hate doing the zoom in, look at everything as it's going. But I also, this is not an easy game to solo. The first thing I have to do to get me excited and doing anything is I have to start filling out the log sheet for all 6 players, and you can see I set it up a little differently. And what they're going to bid on and what they're going to do. And that's all based on a lot of things. So like, let's take a look here at Artemis, who's our first character in line. So Artemis has 8. All right, well, 8 means I get half point for each divine occurrence that anyone uses in the game. So it's clearly something I'm considering using. But now I have to look at my special abilities. I can cause plague or famine in the area I occupy at no cost. Wow, a plague or famine in Greece could like wipe out a bunch of... heroes under my control and in the same area add 10 to combat rolls. Any one hero in the same area may get a free die roll when the hero is attacking a monster, which basically means I get to roll an attack roll, and if it fails, I get another shot at it. I'm basically using the bow. What do? I don't know. You know, obviously, it looks to me like maybe trying to take Hector or someone, Hector's pretty potent, to go kill the sea serpent might be a good move, right? Because that's sitting right there. But what am I going to do? You know, am I going to throw 10 points into Hector? Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what I'm going to do. And there are other things that are close by too. Maybe the Minotaur's easier to kill. It looks about as tough. This guy's about as tough as Hector. So I'm just left with, I really don't know what my intention is. And without a pipe, it's going to be hard. So I think I'm still allowing myself to smoke a little bit until I run out of tobacco. So thinking and figuring this out might be time for a pipe. Plotted out Artemis this turn. Let's look at what we're doing with her. First of all, she has this that gives her points each time one of the divine occurrences is laid out. So, could be useful. Secondly, my ability allows me to cause one of those divine for nothing. So I'm planning, I think, on starting in Greece and trying to wipe out a few heroes. Other points for killing? Uncontrolled hero killed is -5. That could be dangerous. So I may not want what I did. I may want to switch it. I don't particularly want to kill heroes. Famine reduces their values. And what is the other one I was thinking? I was going to do an earthquake, which doesn't attack on people. So if instead of, I was going to do pestilence, if instead I do a famine, that's 0. And let's see. Earthquake is dangerous, but I want to fire off a second one. A volcano hits one space. It could be impressive. I could do a pestilence. Were those my choices? Plague or famine. Pestilence is PE. So instead of an E, I'm going to do a PE. I don't know exactly where I'm going to launch these. I've got to spend a point on the pestilence. Okay. Now, I put bids in on particular characters because I look at my cards. I've got like the Golden Fleece is worth 25. Well, the Golden Fleece is down here. So I'm looking at, hey, look, Ajax is pretty good and he's near that. So I put in a 2-point bid on Ajax, and that'll translate to 2 points in total as well. I've got to keep a running total on these guys, but that's okay. I also looked at the Golden Apples are worth 15. They were somewhere down here. So I'm thinking, hey, I can do Hector. So I did him with 3 points. And then the other one is Helen is worth 20. I'm just going for the treasures here. Helen. I lost Helen. Helen's over here. And another good character is Perseus. So I put my biggest bid on Perseus at 4. And I figure between them, you know, maybe I won't get them all, but we'll see. So that's my 10 points that I bid there. 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, plus 1 is 10. It's weird because they're on different places. And her plotting is done. We still don't know where she's going to start, but whatever. And I'll do the same with all the other 5 characters. Yeah, this is, you know, as I get into the flow of it, I'm sure it'll pick up. But right now, ouch. Look at Athena's choices now. No, with 18, that ends up cross-referencing to 5 points for each prize she possesses. Well, that makes prizes more valuable. I've got a few of them here. We already saw Artemis win for prizes, but we don't know this. Golden Bow, a couple of them down here, the Stag, Andromedicus, and I think there's actually something I want to kill on the way down here. Maybe the Chimera. Yeah, it's worth 15. So that sounds like a good path down here. The Golden Bow is up here. Well, for the Golden Bow, Odysseus is really good at killing things. So I put a 3-point bid on him. And here I split between 2 people who can get the stuff I want. Both Hector, who's pretty good at killing stuff, and this Autolycus, who's got a decent defense and offense, which is a little odd. Defense, not so important if you're trying to get monsters, but if you start, well, when monsters attack you, it can be important. So, you know, it's kind of like, I'm not sure which one's more valuable, but that's what I'm going to go with. I spent all my points on heroes, nothing else there. We'll just keep working our way through. Hestia's 16 is a point for each hero helper off the board by game's end. Well, grabbing hero helpers sounds like a good idea. Taking them off the board, I'm not sure how much that's worth. I don't remember how they're removed. But certainly getting control of them is a way to get them removed, so I'm looking at grabbing some of those up. Her abilities, improves defense, ignores results of some bad effects, famine and pestilence, and can prevent a combat. When I looked at my points, it's something interesting. So I have 2 things that give me points for the Golden Bow. One is 30, one is 20. Well, the Golden Bow seems very important to me. So, and also this thing is up there as well. So I put a lot of points into Odysseus because he's the best at doing that, and I improved defense anyway. So his moderately low defense isn't that bad. I put 5 points into him. 3 points into Ajax, wherever he is, because he's near the cornucopia, and there's a couple of those down there. And then the other points I put into lesser ones. I put them into Atalanta and Augietes or whatever, because I've got kind of an advantage to grabbing those green things, I think. Again, I don't know how do I get them off the board. I can sacrifice them. That is probably a worthy way to do it. And, you know, in that way, get myself a few points from that. The danger is other people are going to be picking them up and walking around with them, which doesn't destroy them, which is what my goal is. So, at least I think it is, you know. Again, it's a Yakuinto game. Usually the rules aren't going to be ironclad. Well, that's kind of the stupid ability. It's going to be very difficult for me to use it effectively because I'm playing solo. Although honestly, it's probably difficult anyway, which is this: ask any other god, any single other god, which hero they will be spending the most points on in the upcoming turn. That can be really valuable, but I don't know who to ask. I feel like I should ask one of the people who already selected, because I don't really feel terribly much interest. I mean, Demeter is kind of interesting too. Poseidon's probably the least interesting to me because he's going to be taking his people by boat. So I don't know who to choose. I guess I'll choose Hestia, that way I can just go look her up. And I don't know whether this is secret or not, or if I just have asked something and revealed it to everyone. But the fact that she's picking Odysseus as her biggest probably means he doesn't want to put a lot of points into Odysseus to overbid her, but he'll rather pick a different god, or a different hero, if he wants to be heading in that direction. Peter's counter reveals something that I didn't know I'd have to be doing, which is each hero that's killed by combat at the end of the game is worth 2 victory points. Well, you know, again, this is Yakuinto. It's not very good at telling you what you actually need to do to play the game completely. But yeah, I mean, how are you going to keep track of that? Well, there's a lot of things that it's not absolutely clear how you're going to keep track of. So, her particular cards drove her to put bids in on Hector and Ajax. And she also threw some in on Odysseus, but so little that with just 2 points that it's probably not going to be a big deal. But that's because Odysseus is probably going to be pretty good at fighting other people. Thought about taking good old Achilles, but figured I don't have enough points for him. Well, so far nobody's put points in Achilles, but whatever. It has what may amount to the hardest of all these counters that I've seen to get anything useful out of. It's, I think, 3 points for each prize that's still on the board at the end of the game. That means we have to pull the game to 15 turns because the game ends when the prizes are eaten up. Does it end when the last one is captured or removed from the board? I don't remember. And we're not sure, like, still on the board, what does that mean? I think it includes ones that are captured and being moved around. But I'm having trouble finding the end of the game. The game is over when 15 turns or when all of the prizes have been removed from the board, which is more intense than just captured. Okay. I don't know how likely they are to get all removed from the board, but everybody's got their cards and they're hunting them down. Poseidon's actually picking his characters based on his cards too. The other values to the cards look pretty iffy. So let's look at one of them here. So the god value, this one's somewhat valuable. You know, like the god side of things is generally something that gives you some edge. Where if the oracle isn't worth it, maybe it's worth playing the god if you're not going to play an oracle this turn. The event, though, well, the event is interesting. A lot of them are, all the gods have to go somewhere. But that's not free. You have to pay a point of power for each god who has to go somewhere. Some of them allow you to send just gods other than yourself, or specific gods, or stuff like that, which is more useful perhaps than sending all the gods for 6 points. What it does allow you to do is kind of clear people out who are going to interfere with you. And that may be pretty important. When I read one of the only reviews of this game that's out there and the discussion following it, one of the problems is, oh, everybody's just chucking these and destroying all the heroes. Well, in that case, the 3 points per treasure left on the game might be a pretty good deal if the play devolves into that. What's interesting, my picks here, Perseus and Hector, a little bit on Orpheus, is that the biggies, Hercules, of course, Achilles, these were, nobody bid on either of them. Mainly because they're buried in the middle of the flock, and it's going to take an extra, couple turns to get them out. Well, an extra turn in some directions, but an extra couple turns to get them out. But on the other hand, if you want to kill heroes, somebody like Achilles or obviously Hercules can just kind of wade over to someone and say you're dead, Next step in the play is player card determination, where players get to play god or event sections of their card. Basically, they pre-program a card and say, if I'm going to play a god or event, it's going to be one of these. The problem with that is you expend a card. Now, the advantage is you might get rid of a lousy card. So that's the thing I'm going to take into account here, that if you have a card that you don't think you're going to be able to score, of course that becomes clearer later in the game when items have been removed from the board already and such. But as of right now, my first impression had been I'm not playing any of these because I didn't see any that were terribly useful. But the idea of getting rid of a lousy card and getting a good card in replacement, even if I don't use the event, this is the discard mechanism for these cards. You have to put them face down now. Now, some of the players, and this is where things get ugly, like he can examine one card before anyone else, before playing his own card. Yeah, I really hate pawing through bunches of abilities. I think that's the only one that affects this. But there's cards that actually allow you to see all the cards. Ooh. That lets you see other people's cards after you've played, but it gives you input into the game. And all this kind of hidden information that's like, hidden's fine. Stuff that's semi-known is where the problem kind of comes through for me. And it does, again, if you watch my stuff, it doesn't work terribly well for me when I'm playing opposed either. My brain gets all excited, I learn something, I make plans and everything, and then I forget about it because it's not sitting right in front of me, Maybe an effect of playing solo so much, but whatever. If a piece of information drifts out of my mind in most of these games, I just largely put it out of, it's no longer available to me. Start Artemis is going to play one for that very reason. I have this card, the Death of Python is worth 10 glory points. Well, I cannot find a Python out of all the monsters here. I can't find them in the heroes. I can find Typhon, or something close to that. Yeah, Typhon, which is probably what's meant. But given that this doesn't even exist, and if it does, oh wait, no, there's the Python. Okay, never mind. That's a pretty big monster for 10 points though, and I don't know, am I planning on going in that direction? That's really the question. Now I have to look at these. Helen, Golden Fleece. Yeah, I don't think I'm planning on heading in that direction. But now, wait. Now I have to look to see, and this is why this game is going to be impossible. Artemis, who did I take? I took Hector, Ajax, and Perseus. Ajax is here. Why did I take these? Okay, well, let me look up my other piece of information that I have that might inform some of my decision making. And that's this, which probably tells me a half point for each divine occurrence. No, that doesn't tell me shit. Why do I have Ajax? I don't know. Am I likely to get to Python with Ajax? Yeah, he's not that far away. Gosh, is 10 points, you know, worth guiding me that way? Or can I get a better card? I don't fucking know. I'll put it down. But, and now, this card that I'm putting down, which I'm putting down for the Oracle, well, I'm either going to do the Olympic Feast, which sends all gods but me there, and that's going to cost me 5 power that I think I have to pre-allocate it. I don't fucking know. But the other one's this Sarah, Goddess of Death. Select a hero engaged in combat this turn. His combat die roll is reduced by -40. That sounds good. I can harm without any risk of glory points another hero, one that I haven't bid on, that somebody else is moving and using, and that could be appealing. All right. Well, that was all my effort to make a decision on one card play. How much easier will this get? Not terribly, because I'm mainly because I'm playing solo, but I'm constantly going to be having to, and like I said, it doesn't work in solo terribly well, I'm constantly going to be having to assess, you know, what each player wants to do, and it's a constant thing, but it's like that continuity doesn't exist the way I play, especially how fragmented I play these days. So it's really not going to hold up well for a solo play. Okay, well, let's see. Apollo, is it here? Had the ability to look at one of the cards. He looks at Poseidon. Poseidon ends up being the only god who decides not to play a card. That puts us to the next step here, which is god placement determination. You know, this is actually done in an ordering, so I have to roll to see who goes first out of all the gods. Everyone else had something they wanted to discard. So Apollo is going to have to go first in terms of figuring out where the hell he wants to go. And this gets all complicated, because not only do I have to read my ability, I have to read all the other gods' abilities and try to figure out, well, what are they going to do? What are they likely to do? And I have to look at and process it in conjunction with the heroes that I've selected points on, the points maybe that I've put into monsters, all that kind of stuff. So basically, again and again, you're having to make decisions based upon all this decisions that you've made before. And again, that may not be terrible in an opposed game. It's horrible in a solo game. The hidden information, I don't give a shit about the hidden information. It's the lack of the information that should be in my own mind. You know, the things that I should know about what I'm doing and the overhead of playing. I quite possibly may not get through much of this, because this is not meant for a solo play. But I did want to give it a shot and give it a little look at. Well, it seems I got certain player powers mixed up. I think I had Apollo having the peek at somebody's card ability, when actually that's Athena. I'm not going to be able to keep track of this shit. Now, I've decided Athena's going to have to place her counter first by rolling the dice, see what it is, and I'm just lost, you know? I mean, what? Okay, so I have this earthquake and storm protection, I have this. I know I'm going to do this because I wanted to discard it, which is either choose a card from another player's hand to see, or a player has to tell me which hero they've spent the most on, okay? Or I can spend power of some sort somehow, and I still haven't fucking looked that up because I don't really give a shit enough about this game to care, to move my goddess afterwards. I don't know where. I mean, I'm just trying to figure out where I want to be, but in order to make that decision, again, I have to look up this. So I've got Odysseus, Hector, and Autoclytius or whatever. which are probably spread out in different directions just because I have to understand why they're where they are to see what I'm doing. But Hector is over here in Italy. Odysseus, this might be Greece, it might be something else. It looks like it's probably Greece. And who else? Autoclave, who's down here, definitely in Greece. Okay, that's great. And the extent of Greece wasn't obvious to me, and it still isn't. So I don't know if Crete is part of Greece. I don't know. Well, that looks too big. I don't know if Rhodes is part of something, or if these are actually part of this sea area, which makes more sense to me, and is what I'm going to go with. And now I have to figure out, hey, what was this? What am I going after here again? Oh, I'm going after 18. And this is to place a counter, because I have to make each of these decisions discreetly from the prior decisions as to what I set up, because everybody's player turns are intermingled. So, I mean, not really, but everybody has to do things. I don't know what to do. My bonus is plus 30 in combat, but I have to be in the same area. So, I don't know. My most likely places to attack are probably over here. I'm going to go over into the sea, because I think there's a possibility I'll fight here, and I'll want that bonus there. All right, now I got to go through the same process with each of the other gods, trying to figure out where they want to be and why. And again, might not be so bad if you're sitting at the table playing this all in one setting, but the way I do things, there's just so much information you have to juggle to make your decision, and it's the kind of thing that really I've grown less and less capable of handling, because I'm not able to just sit down and play through, and I'm not even able, whatever, to play for any significant amount of time. So I kind of want to go away right now and go, online or do something. I've done something, right? I did an action in this game. Well, okay, and it was really fatiguing, so I don't want to face another action. So I wander away. Turned out everybody ended up in Greece, with the exception of Poseidon. No big shock. He wants to be at sea. And someone else, Artemis, who has an ability that affects a combat she's planning on engaging in, with whatever hero she's got. So we go to the next thing, which is hero movement determination. And I'm honestly too exhausted at this point, with all the cross-referencing and looking, to feel like playing anymore. So I want to walk away, I mean, I said before I walked away, well, I didn't, but I kind of want to here. Here we come to the perpetual problem with this game, the having to keep looking up what I'm doing, going for treasures. These not terribly useful. I do have this, someone can tell me what hero they've spent the most to control this turn. I don't know who I'd be in opposition to, most likely. I know kind of where I'm going, but I don't have any real idea about anything, but I might as well trigger that off. But wait! I remember Artemis's desires, etc., which have to do with firing off divine occurrences. So, and God knows. See, here's the thing. Do you record these throughout the course of the game, or do you have to reveal this to score any points? And I think you have to reveal it to score points, because otherwise, I mean, I guess I could be scratching them down secretly, and that would make sense. And it would be cooler, because they're kind of hidden then, and kind of secret, because otherwise, if I reveal every divine occurrence gives me a half point, well, nobody's going to do them anymore. And other people have things like this one, which is 5 points for each prize you possess. Well, nobody knows I have that bonus because I don't have to reveal it till the end of the game. Unfortunately, however, I have absolutely no desire to be keeping additional secret record of how many divine occurrences have happened throughout the course of the game. I don't think I can do it. I probably couldn't do it if I was not soloing the game, because you know what? You walk away, you go to the bathroom, you come back, you don't find out what happened in terms of every little thing. You know, you have to watch the game like a hawk if you have that event or anything else that requires constant recording. But she's going to fire off her damn things, which is an F and a PE. Well, the F is 0, and I don't know what these fucking do. Yeah, we're not going to get very far on this one. It's just too much of an effort. Okay, so F is something. Great. Yeah, I'm so useful. Somewhere. Right, I don't know where the fuck it is. There we go. PE is here. Where's F? F is famine, okay. So they're not listed here. Yeah, remember? It's our favorite company. The famine. This affects the area it's caused in. The player rolls dice, and the number plus 10 for each power point allocated to the famine compared to the die numbers, and this will reduce the attack and defense numbers of all those heroes. Yeah, okay. How am I going to remember which ones it affects? I don't fucking know. So let's do that. Yeah, we find ourselves a famine. We're going to drop that in Greece because that's where we are, right? Okay. And now, somewhere or another, famine was done with no points on it because that's her special ability. Red and yellow in that order. And my value is a 34. That's pretty weak. So we look. Yeah, joy. It's greater than the defense number. Well, the defense numbers are pretty low. I don't know if anybody has a 34 or higher. Okay, Hercules is fine. So basically, I think I've hit everyone but Hercules who's in Greece. Joy. And they all have... Oh, no, wait. May protect a hero from earthquakes and storms. Hestia, any hero under her control has defense modified by plus 30. Yeah, well, gosh, do we start claiming control now? Are we allowed to? I don't know. It seems to me that it's only allowed when you're doing the movement thing. So, no, I guess. I don't know. Demeter has a similar bonus, but she's in Greece too, so maybe she would bonus people too. Yeah, I don't think anybody can stop this except by revealing that they control something. Now, do they want to? Yeah, sure. We'll say they can reveal their points. Okay, so Hestia says hero under her control. Well, all right. Let's look at what Hestia wants to offer up. So Hestia wants to offer Odysseus up and say, I think I control Odysseus, because with 5 points, probably does. Okay, great. So now we look, and does anyone want to contest that? No, because if they actually have the points, they won't get the advantage there. So, okay, so Odysseus now is actually bonused by, what, 30 points, which makes him not susceptible. So I don't know how we're going to mark this and how we're going to cope with this, but as of right now, everyone except Hercules and Odysseus is affected. Well, she's going to claim the same for her others, wherever we find her, which will be Ajax, Atalanta, and Augetes, or somebody like that. Atalanta is not in effect anyway, so she doesn't have to declare her. I think this is Autolycus. That he'll be saved, and Ajax is over here. He's not a problem. So we have a couple of people who were saved from this by her bonus. Now we have to look, and let's see. Here's Demeter, who can help by 10, and she's not going to declare anything she doesn't have. Hector. Ah, fuck. Oh, my leg. I don't know what's up with that. Well, I'm not going to declare Hector because that doesn't help me. Odysseus is already protected. Ajax is already protected. So, yeah. So now what happened? Well, we looked back to the effect, and it was a penalty of some sort. If the modifier, then the hero has defense and attack reduced by half for the remainder of the game turn. I'm going to pull out some other counters to mark this. Fun part, and I put some discs on the guys who are affected by this. So remember, they have something that's halved. Yeah, remember. Defense and attack are both reduced by half. Rounded down to the nearest 10, which I guess means you don't round the reduction down, you round the actual total down. Now we have a pestilence. This will cause the player to roll and get a 2-digit number. Add 20 for each power point spent. It compares the defense of each hero in the affected area. If it's equal to or greater than the hero's defense, then the hero counter can't move during the course of the entire game turn. Well, we'll do that too. So this is a pestilence. And that gives us 1 point, whoever we are. Artemis. And we have to... See, they have these neat counters that could be for each god and could have a picture of the god or something. But nah. Let's just make them all look the same so that... I don't know. Okay. So we end up with a 56. Well... Who does that not affect? Hestia's already revealed the people she does not want hurt, so we'll look for her. And no one else had anything that I think could help, but I don't know. Maybe they have cards that could help too. Oh, let's stop and look at that. But because it would have probably been done before. Odysseus, Ajax, Atalanta, and Augie Laris. Okay, these guys are not in Greece, I think, and she should be over here in Greece, piled up with everyone else. Autolycus. Oh, wait, he wasn't the one. It's someone else. Wasn't it? It's Augiagus. Oops. Well, let's get a blue thing for Autolycus. And we'll flip him to remind us we can't move him. But, oh, that looks like it's in the sea, so I think that didn't count. Hercules. Hercules was not protected by anyone. He's affected by this one. Assuming he's in Greece. Yeah, this is wonderful. I mean, it's not normally going to be all crammed together here. Now, wait a minute. There's people who have 30. Yeah. Medea. Medea has no defense. Wow, that's awesome. Achilles here. Odysseus had the plus 30. 50, that's not going to help. He's not going to be able to move. Orpheus, I think... is here, but I can't tell. Everybody's too crowded. This guy's actually beyond the border, so he's not affected. Okay. Well, I think that affects everything, and we'll put these piles back. And of course, we can't see what the fuck's going on because too much stuff's crowded in one place right at the beginning of the game. But hey, that's life, right? Okay, now I have to look for cards and see if anybody could have undone some of that with their card play. We're on Athena's movement here. I guess nobody wanted to play a card other than what we've seen yet. She has Autolycus, who we know got paralyzed. Hector. Hector's over here in Italy, so he's safe right now. And Odysseus. Well, let's declare we're moving Odysseus first. Now, nobody really wants to stop him from moving Odysseus. Athena doesn't give anything that does anything terribly exciting. So, oh, no, Odysseus got frozen, but not weakened. Sorry, we don't announce we're doing Odysseus. We could announce we're doing Hector. We'll have 4 other movements to do. Now, Athena looks like this, and she's out at sea, which means I can move these pirates, too. Who is it we can move? Hector. Hector needs to find a boat. How do I find a boat? I don't remember. You make a roll under defense or something like that. Begin or end along the shoreline. Rolls 2 dice and reads the red die first, less than defense number. Now, I have not bonused Hector's defense. If I could do that, somebody can do it, but nobody has. 53. Hector does not find a boat. Great. All right. Well, where do I want to go? I don't know. I gotta look at my cards now. Golden Bow, Ladon, Andromeda, Chimera, and the Stag. So the Stag and Andromeda are down here. This one is what Hector was supposed to go do. But my turn is kind of fucked. So Hector's pretty decent. Maybe we'll challenge this, unless my victory conditions are ones that I really don't want to do that. And I don't remember. Okay, so I'm 18. Again, have to look it up. Okay, I'm interested in prizes, but that doesn't mean I don't want to kill things. So Hector failed to find a boat. Now he's going to go marching around and staying on the coastline. But wait, somebody has something to dick him over. And you might as well be Dicky if you can. I think it's Apollo. Any hero on or adjacent to a river, lake, or shoreline is lost and may not move this turn. And that's free to play. I don't know who Apollo has, but basically what's happened here is somebody revealed Hector. And now other people might have bid against her on Hector. So let's see if anybody didn't want... Probably everybody wanted the boat to be found, and they can't contest control after that. So we'll leave it there. But no, he's lost and cannot actually move. Now, I want to make sure Apollo actually wants this. We don't know. Apollo has Perseus, who is not on a river. Polydeuces, who will not be able to move, but okay. And Zetes, who also will not be able to move. But that's life, right? You know, fuck it. Now, it would have made more sense. You know what? He's not going to do this because he goes early enough in the turn that he can prevent other people from moving. So yeah, Hector's going to move up here to Applesauce. And we'll see what happens when he fights against that. And no one else had anything to prevent except, they'd rather wait until later. I am going to move here, but I'm not going to make the attack because this hero, it doesn't look that terribly attractive. Nobody may have points on him. And there's a cost to killing an uncontrolled hero, which is 5 glory points. Not exactly something I want to do. I did get to move Achilles, so Athena gets a victory point. And that's basically her move. And I'll use a little disc to indicate who's up next. Something like that, I don't know. Let's use a disc to indicate somebody moved, because that way I'll fill them all up. If I just move the disc around, I won't remember who went first necessarily. All right. Wow, that was painful. We'll get on. And I mean to almost no. Oh, wait, that was one movement. No, we're not done yet. I've got 4 more actions. The only problem is I don't have anything that I particularly want to do. Right? There's no hero out there that anybody else has moved, so I don't have the information that'll help me target anything. But I do know some things that happened, right? Hestia protected someone. Fucked if I know who. Was it Polydeuce? No, I don't know. Odysseus got protected. So I could go try to schwack Odysseus or something. I don't know, you know. It's like if I kill a hero or something and it's not controlled, there's too big a penalty. I want to make sure that's correct. But that's what it seems to be here. The best thing I can do with Athena is actually move the Minotaur on top of Odysseus, who has no penalties. If that's Odysseus under there, who knows? Who has no penalties, yeah. And attack that. So we'll go 1-2 with the monster there. Now we go to one of the forms of combat, right? When a monster attacks, I believe they both roll. But I can't remember for sure. A player does not have to have control over any unit counter to attempt to move it. I think you can declare control at any point, for whatever value that is, with one exception, which is when a hero dies, everybody's got to reveal who actually controlled it. But so, looking for the combat here. A monster is attacking a hero. Both counters roll their dice to determine the outcome. And this is going to be the basic combat type, whatever that is. Normal combat, each player rolls a pair of dice. Each player adds the attack number. And I think the defense is actually unimportant in that case, right? 1 red die, 1 die white. You add the attack. I don't know, you basically kill anything because you add the attack and subtract the units and compare it to the unit's defense. Yeah, okay, well, let's see. So, Odysseus was bonused by someone, right? Or not? I don't know. Odysseus has a defense plus 30. Wait, does Athena have Odysseus? She does, but maybe not as many points. Yeah, she doesn't have as many points, but we don't know that for sure. She just announced like 1 point. So we're going to go in and try to attack Odysseus. And maybe we get it, maybe we don't. So we'll use the red and the yellow for the monster, and the blue and the white for Odysseus. So this is a Minotaur attacking. It's got a 71. So it's 2 dice plus 71 has to beat a 20 plus 30 is 50. It's going to kill him. But then again, Odysseus is going to kill the Minotaur at the same time. Jeez, this is kind of lame, isn't it? 55, yeah. I mean, it's automatic, right? 36, yeah. Okay, so they each killed someone. Now, what is the value? Well, killing a monster... no. Killing a monster is worth 3 glory points, but losing your hero this is, oh, you have to spend glory of your own. Yeah, so it's not even, it's really stupid what you have to spend to take a god off the board. So everybody's revealed for points, which means we look at Odysseus on every player, and it's Hectra or whatever has 5 in him, which is pretty damn good. Okay, so she's got it, and that means I don't think there's a minus. So this was a challenge lost, so that's -1. And I killed a monster, presumably without a card, so that's 3. I can only play this card. So unless, because I put one of these out here, I can only play that card, which means I can't get any bonus. Like if I had the Minotaur bonus or something, I wouldn't be able to get it. So I think I just got some amount here. 3 glory points for killing the monster, -1, 2 glory points for Hestia. Okay, and Artemis moved a monster. Now moving a monster is not worth any points, it's only heroes, I think, that are worth points. Yeah. Oh wait, is a challenge may not be a fight. A challenge is something else. So actually I got 3 points for killing the monster. But the monster killed a hero, and it's a controlled hero, which is worth 1 glory point for every 5 power points that the controlling player had. Well, the controlling player had 5 power points in there. So that's worth 25 points. Wow, that's kind of ridiculous. So Athena gets 25 points. I don't know how to score that. So I'm going to just give her a 25-point bonus somewhere. Jesus. Somehow on turn 1, I don't know where I'll put this. I'll put this here for now. Just because I can't track this on the score. Now that's pretty fucking ridiculous, and we're going to see points like that accruing kind of at random. That's, I think, what happens. Having made it through... Nope, not yet. That's 2 things we've moved. Great. 2 things we've moved. I got to figure out numbers 3, 4, and 5. Gosh, Perseus looks pretty potent too. I bet you somebody has him. Let's move these Hesperides down there and attack Perseus. Now, we can use magical combat for this, which means we need a 51 or less to kill Perseus. Ah, that was a failure. Now, people could bid for Perseus to reveal that they want to take these, and these are worth, 3 victory points. So I think that's probably going to happen. There might be some risk to doing this. 4. Okay, so we have a tie at 4. What happens in ties again? I don't remember. Time to look something else up in the rules. This is the real question: is can you get anything points-wise for control when you're not the moving player? And I don't know, because that bid off, the bid off that's happening here, I think doesn't happen, because nobody was officially moving them. And the only time you can do that is when you're a moving player controlling something. I'm also not sure that Hestia should have her, whatever, 3 points or whatever from this. Because when it says determine control, it says the moving player selects a counter that they'll attempt to move. I don't know if control is handled in any other way. So I'm going to take those 3 points away from Hestia. She got nothing. She just had points for control. Now, it's a weird situation because the way this is termed, it's controlled hero. The hero wasn't controlled at the moment in that case by that definition, but I don't fucking know. But what that means is we don't have to worry about trying to figure out who bid for this and has it. Whatever. Right then. And there is a reason to challenge for control, though, because there's an extra point involved in that. The reason not to do it is to let somebody move your piece a little bit. Not clear which is more advantageous. So that is now the third piece moved. We have 4 and 5. Use those to move the Hydra closer to Ajax. Ajax may attack and then not any good there. Which probably I don't even want to do. I moved the Sea Serpent away from my guys. I'm trying to see if there's anyone else. I think I'll run away with these bandits. Because they're worth victory points, right? I didn't want the Sea Serpent to go in. It could have attacked Hector, but, you know, honestly, I don't know what it means. Like, if I attack my own controlled creature and kill it, do I get huge quantities of points because I have control points in it? I don't know. But there's so much that seems to be wrong with this game.